This is the part 2 of the Stoic abilities that determine your entire life. There are abilities you can develop that will completely reshape the direction of your life. Abilities that the Stoics mastered thousands of years ago. Abilities that determine the difference between a man who is controlled by the world and a man who controls himself. This video is your reminder that your life is not shaped by chance, luck, or circumstances. It's shaped by the inner abilities you choose to strengthen every single day. What you're about to hear will either wake you up or pass you by, and if it wakes you up, you will never see life the same way again. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to my channel to get more deep, powerful Stoic videos like this. Videos that help you grow mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and personally. Every subscription supports the channel and helps me create more content that changes lives. Now let's dive into the Stoic abilities that determine your entire destiny. 14. The ability to live with purpose, not distraction. A Stoic lives intentionally. He is not driven by trends, temptations, pressure, or external noise. He chooses his path based on vision, not impulse. He knows what matters and what does not, but most people drift through life with no direction, no intention, no purpose. They chase temporary pleasures instead of meaningful progress. They waste years and only realize it when it's too late. This ability determines your entire life. When you live with purpose, everything becomes clear: your decisions, your standards, your relationships, your goals, and your priorities. Purpose gives your life structure. Purpose gives your life meaning. Purpose gives your life strength. It becomes the anchor that holds you steady when life becomes chaotic. Living with purpose makes you disciplined. It makes you resilient. It makes you focused. And it makes you harder to disturb or manipulate. If you want more content that helps you build a purpose-driven life, make sure you subscribe, because clarity is the foundation of power. 15. The ability to forgive without reconnecting. A Stoic understands that forgiveness is not about allowing someone back into your life. It is about releasing the emotional weight they placed on your shoulders. Most people misunderstand forgiveness. They think forgiving means reconciling, trusting again, or rebuilding a connection. But a Stoic knows that you can forgive someone and still choose to walk away permanently. This ability determines your emotional freedom. Because when you hold on to anger, resentment, or disappointment, you are the one who suffers. Forgiveness is not for them, it is for you. It is the decision to stop letting someone's behavior live in your mind rent-free. It is the decision to heal without reopening old wounds. It is the decision to move forward without carrying what should have been left behind. Forgiving without reconnecting is one of the highest forms of strength. It means you have detached emotionally. It means you have accepted reality. It means you have chosen peace over pain. And if you want more content that teaches emotional discipline and inner healing the Stoic way, make sure you subscribe, because mastering your inner world is the key to mastering your life. 16. The ability to be alone without feeling lonely. Most people fear solitude because they have never learned how to sit with themselves. They need noise, people, distractions, or validation to feel secure. But a Stoic develops the ability to be alone without feeling lonely. He understands that solitude is where clarity grows, where healing happens, where purpose sharpens, and where inner strength is built. This ability determines your identity. Because when you are comfortable being alone, no one can control you with absence, silence, or withdrawal. You no longer chase people. You no longer crumble when someone leaves. You no longer depend on external presence to feel whole. Solitude becomes a source of power instead of fear. A Stoic uses solitude to think deeply, plan wisely, and understand himself on a level most people never reach. He becomes self-contained, emotionally independent, and mentally grounded. If you want more content that helps you embrace solitude and use it for your transformation, subscribe to the channel, because strength grows in silence. 17. The ability to speak less and observe more. A Stoic understands that silence reveals more than words ever can. While others rush to speak, defend themselves, react emotionally, explain their intentions, or prove their worth, a Stoic listens. He observes. He watches behavior. He reads patterns. He studies character. He lets people show who they truly are instead of forcing an image onto them. This ability determines the quality of your relationships and the accuracy of your decisions. Because when you speak less, you hear more. You notice more. You understand more. You become aware of motives, energy, inconsistencies, truth, and deception. You become someone who navigates life with calculation instead of impulse. Speaking less gives your words power. Observing more gives your mind wisdom. A Stoic knows that silence is not emptiness, it is strategy. If you want more content that sharpens your awareness, subscribe to the channel, because observation is one of the most powerful abilities a person can develop. 18. The ability to not take things personally. This Stoic ability frees you from 90% of unnecessary suffering. Most people take everything personally. Rejection, silence, opinions, moods, and behaviors that have nothing to do with them. But a Stoic understands that most people act from their own wounds, insecurities, fears, and perspectives, not from objective truth. This ability determines your peace. When you realize that the world is not constantly judging you, when you understand that people's reactions are about them, not you, when you finally learn to separate someone's behavior from your worth, you become untouchable. You stop overthinking. You stop emotional spiraling. You stop trying to control what others feel about you. Not taking things personally doesn't mean you don't care. It means you see reality clearly. It means you refuse to let someone else's temporary emotion define your permanent identity. And if you want more content that frees your mind from overthinking and emotional burden, make sure you subscribe, because peace is a skill, not an accident. 19. The ability to embrace discomfort on purpose. A Stoic understands that comfort is a silent enemy. It makes you soft, it weakens your mindset, and it convinces you that you already have enough strength when you truly don't. But the Stoic intentionally steps into discomfort, not to suffer, but to grow. He chooses the cold shower, the difficult conversation, the challenging discipline, the harder path, the uncomfortable truth. This ability determines your resilience. Because every time you voluntarily face discomfort, life becomes easier. Every time you push yourself beyond convenience, your tolerance for difficulty expands. Every time you choose the uncomfortable action over the easy escape, you build mental toughness that others can't even imagine. While most avoid discomfort and become fragile, the Stoic embraces it and becomes unbreakable. Discomfort is the doorway to transformation. Weakness dies in discomfort. Strength is born in discomfort. Identity is shaped in discomfort. If you want more videos that train your mind to grow beyond comfort and step into the power of challenge, subscribe to this channel, because discipline multiplies when you feed it consistently. 20. The ability to not be controlled by outcomes. One of the deepest Stoic abilities is detachment from outcomes. Most people obsess over results, approval, success, validation, recognition, perfection. But a Stoic focuses on effort, not outcome. On intention, not applause. On action, not external reward. He understands that he can control his input, but he cannot control the world's response. This ability determines inner peace. Because when you detach from outcomes, failure no longer destroys you. Rejection no longer defines you. Delays no longer discourage you. You become someone who does what must be done, not because of guaranteed rewards, but because it is the right thing to do. You learn to act from principle, not pressure. Attachment gives you freedom. It gives you stability. It gives you clarity. When you are no longer controlled by results, you stop living for approval and begin living for purpose. And if you want more content that helps you build indestructible inner freedom, subscribe to the channel, because this mindset will change every part of your life. 21. The ability to let people think whatever they want. A Stoic understands that trying to control people's opinions is a battle you will never win. People will misunderstand you, misjudge you, criticize you, and assume things about you. But a Stoic does not chase their approval. He does not try to correct every rumor or explain every decision. He allows people to think whatever they want, because he knows that truth doesn't need defense. This ability determines your confidence. Because when you stop explaining yourself unnecessarily, when you stop trying to prove your worth, when you stop trying to fix false assumptions, you become untouchable. You conserve your energy. You protect your dignity. You rise above the emotional noise of others. You give up the need to be liked, and you gain the power of being real. Letting people think whatever they want is liberation. It is strength. It is clarity. It is a declaration that your self-worth is not up for negotiation. And if you want more content that strengthens your self-esteem and your independence, subscribe, because confidence grows when you stop living for opinions. 22. The ability to endure without complaining. This Stoic ability separates those who talk about strength from those who embody it. Complaining might feel good in the moment, but it drains your power. It makes you a victim. It convinces your mind that you are helpless. But a Stoic endures quietly. He handles pressure with discipline. He carries responsibility with maturity. He faces hardship without broadcasting his struggle to the world. This ability determines your character. Because when you endure without complaining, you develop inner strength that does not collapse under stress. You build discipline that does not depend on emotion. You create a reputation for reliability, maturity, and stability. People trust you, respect you, and look to you for leadership, not because you pretend everything is easy, but because you do not crumble publicly. Complaining changes nothing. Endurance changes everything. And if you want more content that builds your resilience and mental stamina, subscribe, because the strongest people are not the loudest, they are the most disciplined. 23. The ability to accept what you cannot control. A Stoic understands that resistance to reality is the root of suffering. Most people waste their lives fighting circumstances they cannot change. Other people's choices, past events, natural outcomes, unexpected obstacles, and the unpredictable nature of life itself. They cling to what is gone, argue with what is already done, and mentally wrestle with things beyond their influence. But a Stoic accepts reality without emotional collapse. He sees things as they are, not as he wishes they were. Acceptance is not weakness, it is clarity. It frees your mind to focus on what can be changed instead of drowning in what cannot. This ability determines your emotional health. Because once you learn to accept reality without frustration, you stop suffering twice. When you accept the uncontrollable, you reduce anxiety, you eliminate unnecessary stress, and you gain mental stability that others cannot shake. You become grounded, calm, strategic, and decisive. You stop being dragged by life, and you begin navigating it with wisdom. If you want more content that strengthens your emotional clarity and resilience, make sure you subscribe, because acceptance is the first step toward inner peace. 24. The ability to walk away from what no longer serves you. A Stoic does not cling to situations that drain him, disrespect him, or diminish him. He knows that walking away is not losing, it is choosing himself. Most people stay in the wrong relationships, wrong friendships, wrong jobs, wrong habits, and wrong environments because they fear change, loneliness, or uncertainty. But staying in the wrong place destroys your potential. This ability determines your future. When you learn to walk away from what harms your peace, your growth, and your purpose, you create space for better opportunities, healthier connections, and stronger alignment. Walking away is a demonstration of self-worth. It is a declaration that your peace is more valuable than your attachment. A Stoic understands that anything you cannot walk away from owns you. That is why he masters detachment, not because he lacks emotion, but because he respects himself. If you want more videos that help you build self-worth, courage, and emotional freedom, subscribe to the channel, because your life evolves when you stop settling. 25. The ability to remain humble while growing stronger. Humility is one of the most important Stoic abilities. As you grow stronger, wiser, more disciplined, and more capable, the world will try to inflate your ego. People will compliment you. Success may begin to show. Progress will become noticeable. But a Stoic keeps his ego in check. He stays grounded. He remembers where he came from. He chooses character over arrogance. This ability determines your longevity. Because ego destroys what discipline builds. Ego blinds you to mistakes, stops you from learning, and pushes you into reckless decisions. But humility keeps you open to growth, grounded in reality, and connected to wisdom. It protects your progress instead of sabotaging it. Humility is not thinking less of yourself, it is thinking accurately about yourself. Confidence without arrogance, strength without pride, power without entitlement. If you want more content that keeps your mindset sharp and grounded, subscribe, because humility is the anchor of true greatness. 26. The ability to live in the present moment. Most people live somewhere else, stuck in the past, anxious about the future, distracted by noise, or lost in mental loops that steal their peace. But a Stoic trains himself to remain grounded in the present moment. He understands that life happens here, not in memory or imagination. This ability determines your happiness. Because the more time you spend outside the present moment, the more you suffer. The past cannot be changed, the future cannot be controlled, but the present can be shaped. When you stay present, you think clearly, you act wisely, you respond calmly, and you appreciate life instead of rushing through it. Living in the present strengthens your focus, improves your mental health, and deepens your sense of inner peace. It helps you notice opportunities you would have missed and experience life with clarity instead of chaos. And if you want more content that helps you live with awareness and intention, subscribe, because the present moment is where your power exists. Conclusion of Part 2. At the end of everything you've learned in this video, one truth rises above all the rest: your life will not be defined by luck, circumstances, or what other people do. It will be defined by the abilities you choose to build inside yourself. The Stoics understood something most people never realize until it's too late. Your mind is your greatest weapon, and the quality of your thinking decides the quality of your destiny. If you master your emotions, your reactions, your discipline, your focus, your silence, your patience, and your purpose, then nothing life throws at you can break you. Not heartbreak, not disappointment, not rejection, not failure, not betrayal, because a person who is strong on the inside does not collapse because of what happens on the outside. Every ability you learn today is a piece of armor that most people refuse to wear. They choose comfort, distraction, excuses, and weakness. But not you. The fact that you're here, watching this, learning this, absorbing this, means you are already separating yourself from the 99% who waste their potential. Your growth is intentional, your evolution is active, and your transformation is already happening. Understand this clearly. Nothing in your life will improve until you improve. Your relationships won't get better until you become better. Your opportunities won't grow until you grow. Your results won't rise until you rise. You now hold a blueprint that can completely reshape your future, but only if you apply it. Take these Stoic abilities and use them. Practice them. Live them. Become the kind of person whose presence commands respect, whose silence speaks louder than anger, and whose discipline builds a life that others can only dream of. And if you want more videos like this, videos that sharpen your mind, elevate your character, and help you rise above the chaos of life, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Because this journey is not ending, it's just beginning. The person you're becoming is far greater than the person you've been. Stay focused. Stay disciplined. Stay unshakable. Your future depends on it.